So let's be honest about this. You aren't getting any replies or opens, let alone bookings, from any of your cold emails. And I know this because I've sent tens and tens of thousands of cold emails over the last year and a bit, nearly 2 years now actually. And I myself have suffered and struggled with cold email. And whether you run a marketing agency, whether you run any kind of software business, service-based business, product, whatever your type of business is, I understand the struggle of cold email. Now, I wanted to bring this point up with this video because I was actually watching Charlie Morgan's mastermind recording that was uploaded, I think, on the 13th. I don't know when I'm uploading this, if I'm uploading it at all, but I'm gonna play the blue light blockers off. But I don't really want to make this because it's not for my exact target audience, because I'm not really trying to help other agency owners or other like service-based businesses, unless you're kind of making under 50k per month and you're struggling to grow, in which case maybe you're a potential client, link below. But nonetheless, I wanted to talk about cold email, even though maybe most of the people that are following me are using cold email to try and get clients. The reason you're struggling to get clients, or even just replies, or even just opens from your cold email, is because of one specific thing. And again, this is from like nearly 2 years, actually probably over 2 years, 2 years of at least like consistent cold email outreach, but probably since like 2021, 2022, which was like, yeah, nearly like 3 years ago now. It's 2025 now, so yeah, 3 years ago. So the main reason people don't see or reply, let alone book or reply to you from your cold email, is because in sales, people need to do 3 things in order to want to buy that. Bloody inglorious bastards. Like play glass. There you go. 3 things in order to want to buy from you. And if you don't have these 3 things, then it's a bit of an uphill battle to actually be able to even try and get someone as a customer or a client. And obviously, there are some more transactional type of businesses and offers. Like for the consumer, sometimes a lot of people act on impulse, where cold email can just work very well. It's like if you have been looking for something for a while and you just have a cold email to brand new customers that just might be interested in this type of thing. It's like 50% off, 60% off this, 20% off that. You can send them a cold email, and if you send enough of them, it's going to work. And that's also another point about cold email. With enough volume and like quite naturally, this is why the big guys always win a cold email if they are doing cold email, because they have the budget to do like subdomains as well as mailbox rotation, as well as all the spin tax, whatever it's called. I think it's called spin tax. It's quite an advanced thing, but yeah, all these different techniques, because they have the budget to have like hundreds and hundreds of different domains and subdomains, or at least aliases under subdomains, that they can afford to test tens of thousands of emails every month, and they can get a 0.5% or 1% reply rate, or reply rate, or even just like a few percent open rate from their mass cold email outreaches. Because again, if they're putting thousands of pounds or dollars every month into testing cold email, and they only get 4 or 5 people out of like a few thousand book, that they can try that. Whereas if you are only using cold email right now and you only have a spare $20, $30 a month, maybe even less than that, just to barely invest in your email and maybe invest in a software, then it seems impossible to be able to get anybody from cold email. So the reason this is because, again, of these 3 things. So the first one is people need to know you. And this is the first hurdle of cold email. People don't know you, which is obviously why like the biggest brands in the world, unironically, don't cold email really ever. I mean, yeah, I can't think of any big brand, especially like $1 billion or $1 trillion company, that does cold email. They'll only ever email you because you're already in their funnel some way, shape, or form. And it's almost impossible at this point to not be some form of warm lead in a $1 billion or $1 trillion company's funnel. We've all clicked on an Apple ad, we've all clicked on a Samsung ad, we've all clicked on a Google ad, or a Facebook ad, or whatever it might be, right? We've all clicked on the big $1 billion, $1 trillion company ads before, or seen them. We don't even need to click on them, we just need to see them to be one of their leads nowadays. So people need to know you. So with cold email, naturally, again, people technically it's not a cold email if you have other content, like you sent someone a text before, or someone has seen your social media posts and then you cold email them. Technically that's not a cold email, even though it by definition is, in terms of, you've never sent them an email before but they've seen your content. So knowing is number one. Then it's trusting you, which naturally, as part of cold email, is the second biggest challenge, because obviously if someone doesn't know you, they now need to at least trust that you're going to hold up to whatever offer you have, or whatever service or product you're providing, whatever discount you have on offer. And naturally with cold email, unless you already have some sort of reputation, again, unless you're one of these billion-dollar, trillion-dollar brands, no one really knows you and therefore doesn't really trust you, because they've never heard of you before, and why should I click on this random email? And again, there's case-by-case scenarios where it's like consumer-based, or it's specific, like only for the trades. Like this is just, okay, a logic, non-emotional based offer, this works, okay, let's try this thing, just an investment, let's risk it. So that's why that can sometimes work. But in most cases, if they don't know you and they don't trust you, then it's a big no-no, because why should I click on this? Why should I even open this in the first place? And then the third and final one is actually liking you in the first place. Now, it's typically no like and trust. But these are the three levers that you have to pull on. Well, you can't even pull on necessarily. Three levers you have to build in the first place to be able to pull on, so that people will actually want to respond to you in the first place. Because why does anyone want to buy anything from anyone? Because they know they like and they trust them. And the only real cases where this is different is, again, in these kind of one-off impulse buy consumer-based moments. But again, most people either know the product or know the company. And if it's amazing, they know both of them. They know the company and they know the product, and it happens to be a cold email, boom, they'll probably have like a 5 or 10% reply rate, or booking rate, or buy rates, purchase rate, whatever. If it's like, and the other, that was A case. If B case, for this case-by-case scenarios, is you have, again, normally B2B, business to business, where it's like you have like just one like irresistible offer. People don't really need to know, like, and trust you. They may have heard of you before, but it's still a cold email. And again, it's just like, okay, this sounds too good to be true, but also let's give it a shot, right? They've got a really good guarantee there, risk reversal, and it's just good offer, good risk reversal. Let's go for it. Those are the case-by-case scenarios where it's typically what works. So how do you get around this then? If you're doing cold email, how do you get around not being known? People naturally, they can't like you if they don't know you yet. And how do they trust you? And because there's no knowledge of you, and therefore they don't know to like you yet, because they don't know you, so therefore there's no trust. And each of them builds on the original one. So what do you do about that? Well, naturally, I think that this is why cold email only really works if you are going like full-time, and if you have the right strategy behind it, which is, in a sense, like, I'm going to be honest, you do need a bit of a budget to actually have effective cold email. If you're just doing like free Gmail accounts and you are like just like finding leads based on some free Google Maps scraper, don't worry, I've done that for months and months and months. I was getting like all these unverified emails, no names, no company names properly, sending like 10, 20, 30 a day, putting it into Apollo, trying to send more and more. And you'll notice the free software is also only let you do Gmail and Outlook and things. But I think the most effective cold email is really nailing 2 or 3 different strategies. Just one if you can, but 2 or 3 ideally, like split testing different strategies and just seeing what works and what doesn't work. Ideally through something like Lemlist or Instantly or Apollo or Lemwarm or whatever it might be, right? Warm up your emails, that's for sure. And at least ideally buy a domain and then get like subdomains connected to it for like mass email outreach when you're doing more than like a few thousand or more than like a few hundred. But I'd say the bare minimum is obviously get your domain, get your company, get yourcompany.com, then get your inboxes, your name at company, like contact at yourcompany.com, support at company.com, your name at company.com, that type of thing. That just need 2 or 3 to begin, like just literally need 1 or 2 to begin with. Then make a bunch of aliases, warm up those aliases. Instantly has free email warm-ups, by the way, for like 2 weeks. So just warm them all up for 2 weeks for free. That will give you enough to actually get going with it. And then, yeah, just full pelt, like D7 lead finder is a great way, like $30 for like a month, and you can get tens of thousands of leads. And I think if you did full-time, just like instantly free trial, warm them up, put it into Apollo if you have to, because they've got really good AI systems for doing this to begin with, or even like GHL as a free trial as well, I think. And ultimately, my friend actually, my sales, if you want to know more about a much more cost-effective version of Go High Level, just comment below or DM me. I'm happy to hook you up with a good friend of mine that's got a really good discount on that, like a really good like white labeled version. And ultimately, yeah, that's really the best strategy you have. However, it's still going to take time. It's still going to take money. I mean, I've spent probably close to $30 to $50 a month just on this before. Yeah, just between inbox, the software, and the software is the biggest cost. Then your domain, like a monthly, like annual cost. My inboxes are another monthly cost, like $8 a month. I was paying a lot because I've got like 5 aliases. Then you've got your what am I thinking of next? Then you've got so you've got software, you've got the domain you need, the aliases, the software to actually do this, and yeah, like a D7 lead finder for like $30 a month. That would be your full pelt, like full brute force system for just like doing 2-3 hours a day bare minimum of just cold email, just coming up with ChatGPT as well for free, or if you want to pay $20 a month for it, for sure do that, or $24. Other than that, yeah, that's the best structure for cold email. So yeah, that is the best option. However, if you do want a faster way to get clients, depending on whatever your business is right now, then let me know. I don't really typically help agency owners or service-based businesses. Well, anybody in the kind of make money online space, so to speak. But if you do want help, let me know. I don't typically do like that type of thing because I'm helping like business owners, primarily smaller business owners under 50k per month. If you do want like a demo call, I'm also helping people start and scale on WhatsApp. So if you want that 7-day free trial too, 14-day refund policy, that's there for that. So again, this video wasn't really for my target market, but again, I hope this helps. If you're part of anyone that watches my content, I hope this helps. And yeah, let me know how your emails are going. Wish you the best of luck with it. Let me know, because mine have not been great, but I've not been focusing on. I've just been brute forcing with my, few setters I have actually. I've got a couple of new ones for sales, but other than that, for cold calling, yeah. Best of luck with your emails. Let me know how they go in the comments below. DM me your thoughts, how your email outreach is going too, and wish you the best of luck in getting more clients for the business. Thanks for watching.